Most men would try to avoid rejection from a woman. But for a Sigma man, it's unlikely that this will be the case. He'll likely take it as a challenge and not let go, until he either gets what he wants, or ends up in a relationship with her. The way this manifests is by being charming, well-mannered, confident, and persistent. But also willing to walk away at any time without hesitation. In other words, don't let yourself be intimidated by women just because they can say no. If anything, rejections are challenges for them. Usually, Sigma males don't chase women, but if they do, they give their best shot, and they are good at it. They can build confidence, learn new skills, and be persistent, all in a short time period. Because of these abilities, they'll often succeed in their quest to get women. This is part of the Sigma male's charm. He will have the opportunity to be the best version of himself, showing both his best qualities and flaws. This can be attractive to many women, especially extroverted women who are impressed by confidence, charm, and persistence. But let's see how Sigma men treat rejection from women. You see, sometimes being rejected by a woman can be seen as an opportunity to improve. Where other men might have failed, the Sigma male succeeded in building his confidence and working on himself to get better. But when he fails in gaining the affection of the woman he wants, it may be tough for him to face himself and see that he's still the same person. It's unlikely that Sigma males will let themselves go into a state of depression. Not only is it against their nature, but they'll have too many things going on in their minds to allow this to happen. Instead, they'll get back up and continue working on themselves, so they can reach a higher level of self-confidence and well-being. They may even work on themselves in ways they'd otherwise deem weird or unnatural. Since a Sigma man accepts that there is no such thing as normal, he will often find himself doing things that most people wouldn't consider, just because he wants to push his limits and see if he's capable of handling such a situation. As we can see, Sigma men can take rejection from women as a challenge, which is one reason why they treat it so well compared to other men. It's also why they are often seen as charming, because they take an oblique approach and surprise the person they are interested in. In a way, it can be seen as a form of manipulation, but it's not negative at all. In fact, women often fall for this approach and accept the Sigma man as he is. Since Sigmas are one of the most independent personality types, they enjoy being alone and will take rejection from women as a chance to do better and be more open with themselves. In other words, they'll treat being turned down by women as an opportunity to relax and have fun with themselves, without having to worry about pleasing others. The only problem is that Sigma men will try to keep this hidden from the world, and project confidence and well-being to those around them. This is a good thing in their heads, but it can sometimes be seen as arrogance and aloofness to other people. But it's all how they interpret the world around them. Since they don't particularly fear women, they'll often treat them like they do with people of other genders. This can cause problems when their interests are not returned, but it doesn't usually affect their view on women in general, unless they keep failing with every woman that comes their way. This is why Sigma males can be seen as mysterious or aloof. But in reality, they just have a different outlook when it comes to love and relationships. They'll do things that other people wouldn't expect, sometimes because of their lack of empathy for others. Thus, it's not uncommon for them to experience an awkward or weird vibe from those around them, which they then try to counter by playing the charming rogue card, while the other people around them consider this as an overcompensation, and don't really know how to handle it. But when a Sigma male really likes a woman, he can sometimes display his feelings in unusual ways. This is not to say they'll act strange or try to compensate with charm, but it might show in their body language and facial expressions. This can be confusing for people who haven't interacted with a Sigma man before, because they can be seen as being genuine. But in fact, it's just because the Sigma man has come to terms with his masculinity and decided how he wants to portray himself to women. He knows what works for him, but he also knows that other people have different mindsets about love and relationships. So while you might see him being aloof, this doesn't mean he won't change his behavior if it means impressing his crush. That said, the Sigma male might actually be more aloof than usual, because he's so intensely focused on what he wants to do or say, that he'll block everything else out. He won't even notice how different he seems until someone points it out to him. Why does this happen? Because the Sigma male is like a machine, always trying to improve his knowledge of the world around him. This makes him seem aloof, but he can quickly switch gears and become more warm-hearted if he has to. This doesn't mean that he'll be good with women right off the bat. But it does show how Sigma males can learn social skills, and what kind of approach they need to take when meeting new people. That said, the Sigma will encourage others to test his limits, and see just how much he can handle. In the end, he'll be able to conquer all of his fears, and become better at interacting with people. At worst, a Sigma male can become nervous when approaching a crush. And they'll only reveal their true emotions if they are absolutely certain that this person will not reject them, or if they think they've failed once before. So how does a Sigma male treat rejection from a woman? First, he knows that there are plenty more fish in the sea, so he doesn't feel like he really needs the woman who rejected him, or that his life is already ruined. Second, he'll try to learn why the woman turned him down, and once he knows this information, he'll adjust his approach accordingly. He will not go into depression or any kind of tailspin, because he knows that this is something minor. In fact, most Sigma males won't even consider this a failure, because they know that everyone has good and bad traits. And when they meet another woman who appeals to them, they'll be more confident in themselves. This is why the Sigma male will sometimes change the way he interacts with people. They have a high enough self-esteem that they don't need to repeat the same mistakes over and over again. Instead, they can just adjust their approach. Put simply, a Sigma male knows how to handle rejection from a woman because he's already experienced it before. He doesn't want to make the same mistake twice, so he'll avoid any hint of desperation or clinginess. And with that said, the Sigma is a patient type who enjoys learning new things almost all the time, so he knows how to approach people without being too pushy. He will know when to break into a conversation, and when to just let it be. Whatever happens in their love life, Sigma males stay positive until the very end. It's a fact that Sigma men can't handle rejection from a woman very well. So instead of searching for dating advice, they are better off focusing on their long-term goals in life. This way, the Sigma man won't take rejection so personally, and he'll always be able to see the big picture.